What's going on, everybody? James here with Myself Invested, bringing you another chart analysis video. Right now we're looking at Bitcoin, so let's jump right into it. So as you can see right now, we are looking at the 4-hour time chart, and we have been in this downtrend for basically the month of June, I'd say. And this goes all the way back to last year in November. We've been on this downtrend for Bitcoin. Let me go to the daily time frame. All the way back from November, we've been in this long wave to the downside. I mean, it's been brutal for Bitcoin, to say the least. But potentially we might be coming to a relevant bottom, a near bottom, local bottom, whatever you want to call it. But we still have some downside to go, is what I am looking at here. With this, looks like a triangle formation, a pennant, maybe even a wedge, depending on which exchange you're looking at, which chart you're looking at for Bitcoin. But this is what I see right here, is this series of lower highs and higher lows on the support and then up here on the resistance. So usually this is a continuation pattern. It is a corrective wave if you want to talk about Elliott wave theory, but in general this is a continuation pattern. And you can see that here, these are two examples of what it looks like. This would be in the bullish scenario where we've got price movement coming up, corrective wave into a pennant, series of higher lows and higher lows and lower highs, and then ultimately breaking out towards the end of that pennant. For Bitcoin right now, we have been in this long wave down, and we're starting to get that formation of the triangle pattern, again with the series of higher lows and then lower highs, looking to form at this apex and then break to the downside. So let's look and see what we have. And right now we have this move to the downside, and then we have series of lower highs and higher lows. This one right here is a little weird, but technically you could say this was the high that was closer to the start of this pattern. But and it depends on the exchange that you're looking at. But overall, I would say it definitely is forming this triangle pattern here for this on this 4-hour chart. And one of the other things to consider is how that plays into Elliott wave theory. And what you'll see here on this chart is just a breakdown of a five wave structure. And we're going to be looking at the side on the right here, which we're in a downtrend. So we've got move one wave, corrective wave 2, a long extended wave 3. That is the start of this triangle pennant formation. And then we get a breakout to the downside that completes our wave 5. Now let's take a look and see what we've got on the Bitcoin chart. Let's see, it might be better to move to the daily on this one. Oops. So potentially we would have a wave 1 here, wave 2 correction, wave 3, and this is forming wave 4. And then we will see a wave 5 to the downside. That's what I'm looking at right now for Bitcoin. Because regardless of how you look at this, this is a corrective. It is a corrective pattern. There's no question about that. And the way that it's forming, it does make it look like we could see that movement to the downside, maybe right even off of this rejection of this higher resistance line. So this is what I'm looking at. I probably am waiting. If I'm looking to dip buy on Bitcoin, I'm probably waiting. That's just what I'm doing. Not any particular financial advice, but that's just kind of what I'm thinking right now. And you might ask, well, where would I be looking to buy? Well, let's take a look and see. So as I said, we've been in this long correction since November. And if we're talking about Elliott wave theory, there is, this chart doesn't show it. We had basically a 5-wave move to the upside here to complete wave 1. And now we are in wave 2 to the downside. And if we take a Fibonacci retracement tool, bring it up from the low that we had back in March of 2020, all the way up to the highs that we had in November of 2021, we could see Bitcoin come down to this 50% retracement level. We could even come down to the golden ratio, the 61.8 retracement level. Now that could be on this next move to the downside. If we get that, it could be to the 50% retracement, or it could come all the way down to the 61.8 on this next move. So we'll just have to see. But in any case, I would be looking to potentially dip buy at either one of these levels. And hopefully we get some relief from that. One of the ways that we could potentially anticipate a bottom coming in is with some type of divergence bullish divergence on the RSI. So right now we do not have any type of divergence. Divergence is going to be when we have a lower low on price action with a higher low on the RSI. So it would look something like this. So I would be anticipating that maybe if we had, Bitcoin come down to one of these levels here, maybe the 61.8, this would create a lower low on the price action while we have a higher high or a higher low on the RSI down here. So that would be an indication potentially of bullish divergence. That would be a signal that we might have put in a bottom, and that we would start looking for some movement to the upside. So we still have a little ways to go, I think, on this. It's still developing. It's still really early within this potential downtrend, this bear market for Bitcoin. Historically, even if you look at the charts going back all the way to 2013, a lot of times these bear markets would last 18 months to 2 years, and we're only a little bit over 6 months in this current one, so we might have a little bit of time. But even in some of the past bull markets, there were some bounces that we could potentially take advantage of, take some profits if we're looking to trade those. But ultimately, I think, we have a little bit more time to go, and I'll be looking to, get in at some of these lower levels. But right now I am paying close attention to what's happening on this 4-hour time chart that we have, especially with this pennant forming. It looks, it looks to me very much like a corrective pattern. And if it's a wave 4, then we will definitely see a wave 5 to the downside that will ultimately take out this low right here at around 17,600. So I would look to see that price come below and take out the previous low at the start, towards the start of this pennant pattern. So that's my outlook on Bitcoin right now, probably for the next few weeks or so. It might take some more time to develop this pattern here, but ultimately, again, I think we're headed for a further downside in the near short term, as well as in the overall bear market for Bitcoin at the very least. We might see some movement to the upside for the altcoins. I have to kind of break those down on individual basis. So if you found this video helpful, very much appreciate if you hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like this, encourage you to hit the subscribe button. I create videos like this, breaking down chart analysis as well as other stocks, and then anything that really has to do with investing in yourself. And this is one way to do it, by learning how to read the charts and technical analysis. And I like breaking this stuff down. So if you found this valuable, again, appreciate you hitting the like button. Until then, I will see you in the next video.